Hello to everyone. In previous lecture, we've discussed important applications of internet, that is email, FTP, Telnet, and NTP, IRC. Here in today's lecture, we're going to discuss another two major applications of internet, that is video conferencing and e-commerce, means electronic commerce. At the end of this session, the students will be able to learn concept of video conferencing and e-commerce. They will also learn advantage and disadvantage of both technology, that is video conferencing and e-commerce. E-commerce or electronic commerce or internet commerce refers to transactions conducted by the internet. So e-commerce is the buying and selling of goods and services or the transmitting of funds or data over an electronic network. It also includes electronic trading of goods and services, online delivery of digital content or information, electronic fund transfers or EFT, commercial auctions, and after sales services. So it also includes activities like internet banking, payment gateways, and online ticketing. It means implementation of business transactions through the information superhighway using computer networks. So, in other words, we can say business transactions are conducted in cyberspace. So, it is a business that electronically manages both collection and payment. So, e-commerce, also called internet commerce, refers to buying and selling of goods or services using the internet and transfer money and data to execute these transactions. Transaction can be done in any one of the following ways: business to business, business to government, business to consumer, consumer to business, consumer to consumer, and government to citizen. Let's discuss now types of e-commerce. First kind is B2B, that is business to business. E-commerce transactions which are conducted between business and business. So, business to business e-commerce consists of all electronic transactions of goods or services conducted between companies. For example, Dell, it deals computers and other accessories, but it does not manufacture all those products. So, it purchases these products from other businesses, means producers of those products. Next type of e-commerce is B2G, that is business to government. It means e-commerce between companies and public sector. Here, website, they offer a medium, they provide a medium to businesses to submit application form to the government. For example, websites provide information like how to fill and submit form and payment, means how to fill suppose tax form, how to make bid on government project, for example road construction project, or products that government might purchase or need for their organization. So business to government, it is a business model that refers to business selling products, services, or information to either government or government agencies. Other type of e-commerce is B2C, means business to consumer. Here, B2C commerce involves transaction between business and consumers. So, it applies to any business organization that sells its products or service directly to consumer over the internet. So it covers those e-commerce websites and transactions through which organizations sell goods to customer or consumer over the internet. For example, Amazon.com, online banking, travel services. Next type of e-commerce is C2B, means consumer to business. Consumer to business involves a transaction which are conducted between consumer and a business organization. Here, consumer is the seller and business organization is the buyer. It is similar to B2C, but as here consumer is the seller and business organization is the buyer. Consumers decide the price of product rather than the supplier. So it includes individuals who sell their product to organization. For example, a photographer or a designer offering stock images to companies by selling his artwork. E-commerce offers various kinds of advantage and disadvantage. So first we will move with the advantage. We can purchase any item at any time because virtual shops or virtual stores, they are open for 24 hours and 7 days. Competitive market cause decrease in price and offers various kind of discount on the items. Customer receive relevant, correct and detailed information about product within seconds. It allows individuals to shop from home. We have to do less travel. This is the main advantage of e-commerce during these pandemic times. Buyers, they have wide range of choices of vendor and products. We can easily compare prices of different companies and products in terms of quality and quantity or services provided with them. For example, guarantee period. It also offers some disadvantage like unable to personally examine the product. It is very difficult to personally examine the product. For example, we can't examine the design of a jewelry product. Some privacy and security issues still exist in case of online purchasing. Even fraud with credit cards, sometimes hacker may steal our credit card information while we purchasing online. Some products are difficult to purchase online like food item. No one can buy during a site crash because this is the worst disadvantage of e-commerce when no one can buy from virtual store if their site crashes. So it is very important to ensure website is hosted on the right platform. Other disadvantage that customer can't try before they buy. And last one is there is no guarantee of product quality when we buy online. You know, most people just use the internet to search for information. Today's internet is a constantly evolving tool that not only contains variety of information but also provides new way of assessing, interacting and communicating with people and content. So video conferencing or video communication is the ability to communicate with other people as if they were in the same room. For video conferencing to really succeed, participants need to be able to see, hear and use meeting tools regardless of whether participants are in the same room or across the other side of the world. So video conferencing acts as a vehicle for interactive communication. It enables people to see and hear in different locations. We can transmit video and speech between two or more physically separate locations. It is also called video teleconference. We can make video conference locally, nationally or across the world. Means participants can be from any part of the world. It is alternative to face-to-face meetings. We find applications of video conferencing in various fields like meetings, telemedicine, education, security, courts and judicial system, telecommuting. In today's pandemic time, video conferencing plays a significant role in meetings. Video conferencing components. In order to have successful video conferencing, special components are webcam or camera to capture and send video. Video conferencing is not possible without having webcam. Second one, video display to display the video received. We must have microphones in order to capture and send audio. Speakers to play audio received. The most important component, which is also called heart and brain of video conferencing system, is codec, which stands for coder or decoder or compressor or decompressor. It takes the video and audio from the microphone and camera and then compress it, transmit it by IP network and decompresses the incoming audio and video signal or viewing on the video display device. So it makes the audio video data small enough to be practical for sending over expensive network connection. So it actually saves our bandwidth. And last one, supporting system and network connection. Video conferencing is the method of video communication in which face-to-face live communication takes place without requiring any transportation. So video conferencing eliminates the limitation of distance and helps in real-time communication with the help of internet. As there are positive and negative sides of every technology, so video conferencing also has its own share of benefits and limitations. First, we will go with advantages of video conferencing. The most important advantage of video conferencing is no time constraint. Video conferencing can be conducted at any time of day. Time differences between countries don't matter when people use this method of communication because they don't need to travel in order to attend a meeting. Increased productivity by eliminating time and distance barrier. Meetings can be held anytime, anywhere with anyone. In this way, meetings are short and decisions can be made faster. Improved communication. People can use video conferencing to communicate with anyone with video and other tools like whiteboard, text exchange, file sharing, media sharing, screen sharing, remote control, electronic voting, conference recording. So groups can be met more frequently and critical meetings can be arranged in less time. Next one is it reduces travel cost. It actually reduces the travel cost of company as it permits to hold meeting, seminar, webinar and training session, workshops without requiring the distant employees and clients to travel to main location. More faculty and staff can participate in video conferencing. It is used by companies to interact with their employees and clients within country and overseas. Pandemic plan implementation. We can maintain social distancing in case of video conferencing. It reduces carbon footprint as less paper is required when we conduct meeting through video conference. Now let us discuss disadvantage of video conferencing. It is difficult to see and hear people who are not close to microphone or camera. Second disadvantage of video conferencing is a lack of personal interaction. Some meetings require personal touch to be successful. Video conferencing can be less personal as compared to meeting face to face, and we can miss out on better body language when movement is jerky or picture quality is reduced. So in video conferencing, body language can be lost, which is vital component of communication. In addition to interpretational problems, technical difficulties may prevent the conference from happening. Example of these technical difficulties are slow connection, delayed video or audio connectivity, network or hardware failure. Last one is high cost of a setup. Setting up a video conference in an office can be a bit expensive for small sized companies. Simple features can fit into the budget, but if they require advanced feature, then they have to pay large amount. Though the technology is improving, a successful video conference is dependent on the connections and technologies at all of the participating sites and of course network infrastructure. So let us make a quick revision. Internet is based on TCP/IP protocol suite. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, while IP stands for Internet Protocol. Video conferencing, which is the major application of internet, help us to arrange critical meetings in less time and also to implement social distancing, which is very important during pandemic times. E-commerce help us to do shopping online. We can purchase anything while sitting at home. We have to use internet wisely and ensure to get right information. And last, we should use internet for the betterment of our life. Thank you and have a nice day. Keep safe.